bang.
I ain't taking nothing but weed.
What's up, everybody? MoneyE here, back on Labor Day night. Labor Day. Now it's Labor Day night. Back here for a weekend recap for MLB and Week 21 Power Rankings as we head in, as we are in the last month of the season. There are, I think the last day of the season might be September. Let me see. Hold on. The last day of the MLB season is September 28th. So there's about 27 days left. About 24, 25 games for each team. I think each team has at least 2 days off in between now and the end of the season, either 2 or 3 days. I think most is 2, maybe even 1. I don't know. I know the Phillies have 2. They have day off tomorrow, and then their next day off is not until 2 weeks from Thursday. So yeah, the Phillies only have 2 days off in September. I think most teams only have 2, maybe even 3. But yeah, heading to the stretch run. The Phillies are playing the Brewers this week, but I mean they played the Brewers today. I'm not gonna do any of the recaps for today's game. They don't affect the power rankings. So I'll go over the games as I talk about each team here. And let's see. Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't do a tier list last week. I forgot. I just did straight up did the ranking, I think. Yeah, because this is from 2 weeks ago. I'm not showing it right now, but yeah, I just realized I didn't do the rankings last week. I didn't do the tier list last week. Let's see. Let me see. I like to do this one. This one? No. Hold on. This one. There we go. So coming in at number 15, the team that dropped out of the top 15 is Cincinnati Reds. They went 1-5, I believe. 1-5, 69, 68 on the season. They were ranked number 11, and they dropped out of the top 15. They've been struggling. 1-5, third place. 4 games behind the Mets for the wild card, so they're right on the edge of being back in the top 15. But right now, the new number 15. So coming in at number 15 is the Texas Rangers. 5-1 this week. So they come in at number 15. They're back in the top 15 after a couple weeks. As Cincinnati and Texas flip-flop again. Let's look at who Texas beat this week. They went 5-1, 6 games. So they beat. I forgot who they beat. They beat They beat the Angels. I mean, 2-5-1. Yeah, so they beat the Angels 2 out of 3, and then they swept. They swept the Athletics. Right? How did they go 4-1, 5-1? They didn't. Yeah, they swept the Athletics, and they took 2 out of 3 from the Angels, including a 20-run game in their second game after they lost. So after they lost last Monday to the Angels, they've won 5 straight, so they deserve to be in the top 15 and number 15. Coming at number 14 is the Cleveland Guardians. Went 4-2 after struggling the last couple weeks. They go 4-2. They beat. I think they took 2 out of 3 from 2 teams. Or did they sweep? No, they took 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay. Or they lose 2 out of 3. Yep, took 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay. And 2 out of 3 from Seattle. So they come at number 14. Coming at number 13 is the Kansas City Royals. 3-3 this week. They played Detroit over the weekend again, and they lost. I think they lost a series. Let's see, one. Yeah, they lost 2 out of 3 to Detroit. They went 3-3, so they took 2 out of 3 from somebody. So. Nope. There we go. They took 2 out of 3 from the Kansas City, right? Kansas City won't beat the White Sox. They took 2 out of 3 from Kansas City, yeah, because they lost the first game and then they won that next game. So they took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox, and lost 2 out of 3 to Detroit. So beat the worst team in the MLB and beat one of the best teams. Lose to the one of the worst, one of the best teams in the MLB. So best team in the AL. So therefore, I keep them at number 13 this week. Coming at number 12 is the New York Mets. They swept the Phillies and then proceeded to lose 3 out of 4 to the Marlins at home. They went 4-3 because they swept the Phillies and lost 3 out of 4 to the Marlins. They deserve to move some spot, but if they had taken 3 out of 4 from the Marlins, they could be back in the top 10. But they didn't. They gained 3 games on the Phillies and then proceeded to lose 2 games on the Phillies. So, yeah. And they're 6 games out. Yeah, they won today. Yeah. And yeah, the New York Mets come at number. Oh, wait. Kansas City. The New York Mets. New York Mets. Coming at number 12. Coming at number 11 is the Seattle Mariners. Like 3-3. Even though they went 500, they've been not great the last couple weeks. And the reason I moved them down, them and the next team behind them, is because the 2 teams that I moved up in the rankings are playing better baseball. And then next to Seattle and Houston are not. So Seattle was 3-3. As I said, they lost. They won 2 out of 3 from San Diego. So there's that. And then they lose 2 out of 3 to the to the Guardians. So yeah, I know I should have them ahead of San Diego, but San Diego deserves to be where they are. Houston, number 10. So Seattle and Houston both moved down to 2 spots in 10 and 11. They were both 8 and 9. So Houston get Alvarez back. They proceeded to lose 12-3 to the Angels, I think. Yeah, they lost 12-3 to the Angels. They always lose that to the bad team. And then they took 12-3 from the Rockies. Right? What the thing? What, 3-3. Yeah, 12-3 from the Rockies and lost 12-3 to the Angels. You would think the Angels are in first place, considering they beat up on like Houston, Seattle. So let me move these two teams. Seattle. Seattle's right there. So Seattle number 11, Houston number 8. Number 10. Coming at number 9, the New York Yankees went 5-1 this week. Yeah, they beat bad teams. They beat up on the White Sox, beat up on the Nationals. They swept the Nationals, I believe. Yep, they beat up on the Nationals. And then beat up on the White Sox. Yep. They went 6-1 this week. They swept the Nationals and they won 3 out of 4 from the White Sox. They beat two of the worst teams in baseball, but they deserve to move up a couple spots here, even though they beat. If they weren't bad teams, they might be back in the top 6. But put them number where I have them is number number 9, just outside the top 10. Coming number 8, the Boston Red Sox, who were in a tight race for second for with the New York Yankees, in a tight race in the wild card with the Yankees and Seattle. So Boston Red Sox have been playing well since the Devers trade. Quite frank, I said it before and I'll say it again. It's just ironic that they trade Devers and they got better. And during the thick of things in the playoff, the Giants are not in the playoff race. They're far from it. And the Red Sox are right there. They're right there in the first wild card or the second wild card. They're fighting with the Yankees for the second place in the AL East. Quite frankly, it's three-horse race in the AL East with the Blue Jays, because the Blue Jays have been struggling, and they let the Yankees and Red Sox back in it. So I think it's only 1.5, 2.5 games back. So we could have 3 teams out of the AL East. And obviously, the East winner will be the third division winner, I believe, and then the next 2, I think, will be the wild card. Will be the wild card after Seattle, unless they jump Seattle. But I think Seattle, New York, and let me check that. Let's see. No, New York, Boston, and Seattle. New York and Boston are basically tied for the number 1 wild card in second place, but in terms of games played, the Yankees are ahead of Boston, even though Boston has the season won the season series basically. So basically, it's a virtual tie But the Yankees are ahead because they played, I think, one more game. And then, yeah, one more game. They won one game more. They're tied in the loss column. So the Boston Red Sox come at number 8. Coming at number 7, the Chicago Cubs. Oh, the Yankees and Red Sox move. Red Sox move up one spot. No, 2 spots from number 10, and the Yankees move up 3 spots from number 12. So number 7 is Chicago Cubs. Stay at number 7. They went. Oh, I don't even know what they went. Yeah. So Cubs go 2-4. They stay at the same place. I didn't realize I didn't have the record. I would have moved. I would have had Boston ahead of them, but yeah, as it may be, I have the Cubs number 7. Staying at number 7. And 2-4. They lost to. I don't know what happened to the Cubs. The Cubs have been struggling since like the last 2 months. They lose to Cubs. They lost to San Francisco. They got swept by San Francisco, I think. Yeah, they got killed by San Francisco. They got swept by San Francisco. And then they beat the Rockies. And they only win 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. They lost. Yeah, so they only went 2-4. They lost. Got swept by the Giants and lose 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. And win 2 out of 3 from the Rockies. So there you go. The Chicago Cubs, number 7. Coming at number 6, San Diego Padres. They go 2-4. Also, they moved down 1 spot. They flipped with the next team here. They flipped with the Dodgers. Lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. No. Yeah, they lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. Yuck, gross. And then they got swept by the Rockies. I mean, Seattle. No, they they lose 2 out of 3 to the Mariners and lose 2 out of 3 to the Twins. So they move on. They only moved down 1 spot. I should have thought about this more. But whatever. It is what it is. San Diego's number 7. Shit. And number 5, the Los Angeles Dodgers are back in the top 5. They go 4-2. They sweep. No. They sweep the Reds. Yeah, they sweep the Reds and lose 2 out of 3 to the Arizona Diamondbacks. Go figure. The Diamondbacks are playing well. Maybe they'll be back in the top 15 soon. The Phillies, they went 3-4. Got swept by the Mets, as said earlier, and then come back home and beat up on the Braves. Besides the last game, besides Sunday Night Baseball, but on Thursday night when they came back home, they put it on the Braves. Kyle Schwarber, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, breaks the franchise record for most RBIs in the game. 4 home runs on Thursday night, but he hadn't hit one since. But 4 home runs against the Braves on Thursday night, and they won 19-3 or something. They scored 19 runs, and then the rest of the weekend, they don't even score close to 19 runs combined. That's typical of the Phillies. And then the Phillies scored 10 today. So, go figure, right? And then they're off tomorrow because today was Labor Day game, and then they give them teams off tomorrow. So, coming at number 4 for the Phillies. Coming at number 4 is the number 4 is the number 4 is the Phillies. Los Angeles Dodgers are number 5. Coming at number 3 is the Toronto Blue Jays. It's basically the same top 3 as it's been the last couple weeks. Blue Jays, their division lead is shrinking. They went 3-3 this week. So they beat? Blue Jays. They beat the Twins. They took 12 from the Twins, and they lost 12 to somebody. I'm sorry. So they went 3-3. 2-3 to the Brewers. With the Brewers, so. And number 2. Coming at number 2, Detroit Tigers are back at number 2 for number 1. We flip with the Brewers again. Might as well just put the Brewers at number 1. Brewers are back at number 1. In Detroit, they took 2 out of 3 from the Royals, but I think they lost 2 out of 3. No, they took 2 out of 3 from the Royals, which is their only 2 wins, and they got swept by. You really get swept? Wow, they got swept by the A's. They really got swept by the A's. Wow. And then they lost today to the Mets. Okay. They really got swept by the A's. But I still think they're the second best team. They're the best team in the AL. So. Coming at number 1, okay, the Milwaukee Brewers. Back at number 1 after being at number 2 last week. 4-3. They took 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays, as I said just a moment ago. And then they took 12. 4-3. So they had a 4-game series. Right? 2-2 against Twins. 2-2 against Twins. No, 2 out of 3 from the Jays. I mean the Twins. I don't know why I have them 4-3. If they only played. They went 2-2 against the Diamondbacks, and they went 2 out of 3 from the Blue Jays. So Brewers back on top. Now they have a crucial series against the Phillies this week. They played earlier today. They lost 10-8, back and forth game. So yeah, I think this is going to be mainly the top 15 the rest of the season. Number 15, maybe number 14 and 15 are probably going to be switched. And lurking outside the top 15 is the Cincinnati Reds. I think that's it. Cincinnati Reds. Maybe San Francisco. I said they're not in it, but if they get hot, then maybe they get back in it. Arizona, they've been hot until yesterday, but they could get back in it in top 15. there's still teams that could get back into the top 15. Cincinnati, San Francisco, maybe Arizona in contention. Maybe Cleveland could get back. Cleveland's already in. Maybe Tampa Bay. So there's still teams that can get out of the top 15. Cleveland and Texas are not safe in the top 15. But I think the rest of the 13 are. At least top 10 are. Or top 12. Top 12 are. So. So looking ahead this week, let's see. Let's look at the game. Or I'll look at my phone. So we had Labor Day, and the teams that didn't play yesterday and today are playing tomorrow, I think. Most of them. I think there are some teams that are playing. Yeah, Baltimore and San Diego are playing today. So. Or they played. So you have Phillies and Brewers, obviously. You have LA and Pittsburgh start a series tomorrow. Mets and Tigers continue their series. That's another key series. So that's Tigers and Mets and Phillies and Blue Jays are two crucial series because you have Phillies and Mets NL East. You have the Blue Jays and Detroit kind of fighting for number one seed, I think, right? Or are they too far back? Yeah. You have Toronto and Detroit fighting for number one overall seed in AL. So you've got that. You got Cincinnati and Toronto playing each other. As I said, Cincinnati's in the playoff race. They're 4 games behind the Mets for a wild card. So that's another key series. So that's 3 key series right there. Even though Pittsburgh's not in the playoff race, Dodgers have been kind of struggling. That's a key series for them. Kansas City, even though the Angels are not in the playoff race, that's still another key series in terms of playoff implications. Cleveland and Boston. Cleveland is kind of the outside look. And yeah, so those are the key series this week and then this weekend. Yeah, I'm just watching TCU just demolish the debut of Bill Belichick at UNC. I did not see this coming, but hey, whatever. I put money on Bill Belichick. I couldn't fade him. I know. I couldn't fade Bill, but you win some, you lose some. I won on Miami last night, so and I use that money. No, man. No. Whatever. This weekend, the Phillies and Marlins, LA and Baltimore. So LA's on another East Coast trip. They're in Baltimore and in Pittsburgh. And then you got the Brewers in Pittsburgh. You got Mariners in Atlanta, Mets in Cincinnati. That's a big series. Because Cincinnati can take that series to the Mets. Oh boy. So the Mets are playing the Reds this week. And that's big series. So a lot to look forward to this weekend. We got NFL starting on Thursday. We're doing an NFL preview week 1 show. My brother, probably Wednesday. Probably won't be live. I don't know yet. Either way, it'll be on Wednesday. The college football week 2 picks prediction show I'll do on Wednesday too, probably before the NFL. Neither will probably be live. I'll be doing more drafts, fantasy drafts. I have my last money league tomorrow, so I'll do that live at 8 o'clock p.m. That will be live. I'm going to After this, I'm going to be doing maybe two drafts here. So I'll drop one for Yahoo, one ESPN, probably the Gauntlet one. And then I'll probably do another ESPN after my last money. So I'll do two today, two tomorrow, and maybe two Wednesday. So maybe 6 more. And maybe 3 and 3. 3 Yahoo. Because I want to get some Yahoo leagues up. Maybe I'll even do 3 here, depending on how long it takes. I'll just do 2. One Yahoo, one ESPN. I'll probably save the Gauntlet for tomorrow. No, I'll do my final Gauntlets and then Yahoo tonight. And then I'll do another one tomorrow. Or I'll do 2 more tomorrow. Yahoo and ESPN. I really do want to do the Gauntlet one, so I'll do that next, and then Yahoo, and then go from there. Yeah, North Carolina has a lot of work to do. Bill Belichick has a lot of work to do here, so we'll see. Not looking good. Check out this Friday night. Myself, Doug, and Daniel will be doing our ECW top 10 best ECW matches. And then this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time on when teams combine, it will be the animated Anarchy series, the animated Hour Power, episode 4. And the matches for that will be episode 5. Sorry, episode 5. We just did 4. 4 is going to be on when the showdown is going to be on Wednesday. So episode 5 for Hour Power is Vinland Saga versus Assassination Classroom. Hey Arno versus My Life as a Teenage Robot. Spy X Family versus Devil May Cry. And Darkwing Duck versus Bugs Bunny. That's gonna be a good one. I like that one. And then for the Hour Showdown, episode 5, the Claymore versus Spawn. Timor and Hamba versus Angry Beavers. Jabba Jaw versus Pirates of Dark Water, and Cleveland Show versus Tom and Jerry. So you got Tom and Jerry, Bugs Bunny, and Darkwing Duck all in one. Not in one episode, but wow. TCU scores again. Welcome to college football, Bill Belichick. Just wow. Yeah. It's embarrassing. But hey, Bill Belichick has a lot to recruit. But with that said, listen to Mindy and Daniel and Snapchat on Sundays, and then Dizzle 99 for his gaming channel, At some point, I'll join his game channel and we'll play the Mario Kart. So check that out. And I'll be back, as I said, for the college football predictions week 2, and then the NFL predictions week 1 and Thursday. Both will be on Wednesday. No Premier League this week, so no Premier League show. But Isak is finally a Red. Finally a Red. Let me put myself here. As a Red fan, as a Liverpool fan, welcome Isak to Liverpool. Finally. And with that said, I'm out. Later, guys.